I love this one. This was a kind of person wrote this question was kind of making fun of themselves when they said it, but I'm going to say it here easily. Is it cheating to use parchment paper in my pan or on my pizza stone? I'm going to tell you that one of the greatest things about baking is that experimentation, right? If you're going to love to do something and you're going to want to do it over and over again, you got to have some successes along with your failures. And using a piece of parchment paper, in my opinion, if you're brand new, is going to give you a lot of success getting your pizzas or your breads into the oven. Parchment paper is great because it's able to handle the heat of the oven, and it also be able to be removed very easily when you're ready to. So why do we use parchment paper, or why do people use parchment paper on a pan? Because it'll allow you to stretch that dough on the pan, and then if you're using it in a pan, it's very easy to release and then peel it off, and you don't have to worry about the dough or the pizza crust that you're making sticking to your pan. A lot of times, especially if you have a brand new pan and it's not seasoned or hasn't gone through its life of making enough pizzas, sometimes when you take that crust out, you'll have to kind of chisel at it a little bit, right? Using some parchment paper inside of that pan will alleviate the sticking part of this. As you continue baking inside of that pan, that stickiness or that crust sticking to the bottom of the pan will stop, and you'll see that the more pizzas that you make, the better that crust will turn out. When we use parchment to go into the oven, let's say we put it on our pizza peel and we transfer into the oven, it'll help you transfer onto your pizza stone or steel or onto the deck of the oven and still maintain the form of the crust. And then once that crust is set, sometimes we'll take either the pizza off of the paper and go directly onto the deck or onto your stone or steel, or we'll leave it there for the entire baking process and remove it at the very end. I hope that answers your question. It's definitely not cheating. If you're still learning, I love to use that method. And once you get comfortable enough to do it without it, you kind of take the training wheels off and you're off to the races.